News now. Cholera may have claimed more lives than what has been officially confirmed so far. That's according to Fritz Bekker, a water quality specialist who monitors chemical, bacterial, and biological water quality in rivers. So far, cholera has claimed 32 lives in the country. Now, Bekker joins us to discuss this situation further. Good afternoon, and thanks you very much for your time, Mr. Bekker. When I read the report about your comments that cholera can be everywhere along rivers, and you've been analyzing water samples over 5 years in the Orange and Lower Vaal River, I thought we're in trouble. Are we in trouble?
Mr. Monyane, yes, I think we are in dire trouble at the moment. My research showed that 80 people have been hospitalized with diarrhea on one day in one hospital in the lower Orange River when the local authorities couldn't treat the water properly and when the Vaal River was in flood. So with the amount of sewage reaching our rivers, we're really in uncharted territory at the moment. They reckon it's about 5 billion liters of sewage flowing towards our rivers, with only 10 to 15% being purified. So there's a huge risk to users, and we're in uncharted territory. We don't really know the user sensitivities and the sewage-related chemicals and pathogens associated with that. And with cholera, people are infected, but they do not become ill. So they shed the cholera bacterium for approximately 14 days, and the bacterium can survive in water in a dormant state. People travel.
Apologies for that. We just lost that connection with Fritz Bekker. He's on a farm in Stilbaai in the Western Cape. He's done research over the past 5 years along the Orange and Lower Vaal River, and they were going across a number of towns, and he says there's been many more cases of cholera reported or happening than officially confirmed, and that we're in a worse off situations, that the situation in terms of the quality of the water in our country is much worse than what the Department of Water and Sanitation realizes. Mr. Bekker, you're back, thankfully. We lost you there. I guess our connection to Stilbaai in the Western Cape is not great this afternoon. So the Department of Water does not realize how serious the situation is. You've recorded more cases of cholera than has been officially confirmed. Who's responsible, really, for this mess?
Dan, it's the local authorities that are responsible.
The municipalities?
The government, the municipalities, yes, and which means government has become the biggest polluter in South Africa. And I've tested the sewage effluents at most of the municipalities along the Vaal River and the Orange River, and I found that the average E. coli count in the discharge is more than 8 million. And these municipalities discharge untreated sewage water directly into the rivers. And there are many users, like agriculture, potable water users, and the aquatic ecosystems that are endangered by not only bacteria, but also viruses, parasites, and a concoction of toxic substances that are associated with sewage water.
Yeah, and we should not be surprised that none of these places you've been analyzing would have received a positive outcome in the latest green drop report, in the latest blue drop report.
True. In the Northern Cape, there was a 0% compliance measured with the green drop report, and I see the same in the municipalities in the Free State and in Northwest. Yes, with the previous Water Act of 1956, it stated that water can be used and it must be returned back to the source of origin. And for that reason, most of the sewage plants were constructed next to the river. And at the moment, water is gravitating to dysfunctional sewage plants and simply bypassing the infrastructure, or the infrastructure that doesn't work, and is being discharged into the river.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it due to lack of maintenance? Is it due to incompetence? As you do your research and you're checking the quality of the water, which is your focus, what are you hearing? I mean, what has made us get here?
Dan, both of what you've mentioned now, but I think the core issue is the lack of political will. It seems as if for some reason there's not enough money to treat the sewage water. There's still enough or some resources to treat potable water that is being at the municipalities for human consumption, but not the sewage water. And I don't think they realize how dangerous sewage water is. Sewage kills. And vast distances. We're talking about in an area of about 900 kilometers from the Gauteng area all the way to the Northern Cape.
Okay. Well, your line keeps on counting. We're going to conclude now. My last question to you, Fritz, is you've said in one report I've seen that you are 100% sure that many more people have died of cholera and other waterborne diseases in the country in recent years. Should we expect more deaths?
Yes. The problem is getting worse. With urbanization and population growth, we see, especially during periods of high flow, massive amounts of sewage washing down from polluted areas, such as Gauteng, coming down into the rivers. And that first pulse of polluted water reaches people and the municipalities, and they can't always treat properly. And we saw that at the David Kruiper municipality in 2019, that the drinking water is not properly treated and it gets distributed to the people. So there's a great risk, and not only for water users, but also for irrigators and people using vegetables and fruit that has been irrigated with contaminated water.
Thank you very much, Jesse, for your time this afternoon. That's Fritz Bekker. He's a water quality specialist talking to us virtually from Stilbaai in the Western Cape. Now,